Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Tarzan Boy. And the actual full title is Tarzan Boy, Baltimora 1985, which might be enough to tip many of you off that this is another willpower puzzle around kind of songs, music from the 80s once again. Now, I think Disney alongside Nintendo are famously litigious, so you don't have a depiction of Tarzan kind of swinging through the vines here, you've got Sleuth swinging through the vines. When you see the actual grid, as always, we're talking about Matchstick Men from Willpower, and it's another fantastic depiction. It's incredible what the man can do in a 9x9 grid. But don't let me tell you about it, you can be the judge of it by taking a look at the rules. And you've got Tarzan swinging across, I think that's kind of his back, feet and legs, one arm, and then the one that's grabbing onto the vine. Fantastic as always. Rules-wise, this is jungle life. We're living in the open. I'm guessing it's a reference to the lyrics from the song. And normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row. Column, and of course 3x3 box. Then we've got anti-king. It's an unusual variant. Numbers a chess king's move apart cannot be the same. So if this cell is a 2, obviously can't be in the same column, can't be in the same row, but also any cell that is a chess knight's move away, a king's chess move away, which would include the diagonals in addition to obviously the columns and rows, cannot be a 2 either. So that is interesting. What else do we have? German whispers, so numbers on green lines must be 5 apart, and Dutch whispers, numbers on red lines must be 4 apart, at least, in both cases. So if this cell is indeed a 2, to be 6 or more apart, this would have to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. If I pick 7, for example, well, these two cells have to be 5 or more apart from the 7. So that could be 1, that could be 2. Well, not a 2 in this particular case. Nothing wrong with repeating digits, by the way, so a double 1 here is absolutely fine. And then, of course, we end up oscillating between high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, low digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and you oscillate back and forth between them. Not the same when it comes to Dutch whisper lines, because I can do something controversial, such as 9, 1, and I don't know if that's actually adding up to 14 in here, it doesn't, but you can have 5s in here. Just keep that in mind when it comes to the Dutch whispers. Then last but not least, we've got cages. Numbers in cages sum to the number in the top left corner. So essentially, if this cell is indeed a 2, this would have to be a 4 to make sure these two cells add up to 6. These are 15, these are 22, etc., etc., etc. As always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. We haven't done a willpower puzzle in a while, so I'm looking forward to this. Right, box 5, fairly obvious, has the digits 1 to 9 once each. You add them all up, it adds up to 45. 1 plus 2 plus 3, all the way to 9, 45. I have line of sight on 20 of them, 42 of them. This cell has to be a 3. Now, the other thing that I've also noticed when I was playing around with the 2 in here is that this cell, this 6 cage, 6 can only be done in either 2, 4 or 1, 5. Whichever one, oh right, okay, that's very clever. Is it very clever? In a way, I was essentially thinking that this has an impact on what the 5 is. And it isn't, because I could have a 5 and a 1, and then I can basically have free choice in terms of whether this is 2, 3 or 1, 4 in here. But I was actually wondering if this helps me color these 5s. Never mind. Let's have a think about this. So 9 is not inside the 6 cage. If 9 is inside the 14 cage, I would need 2 cells that add up to 5. They would have to be 1 and 4, which, to be fair, both are entirely plausible. But 1 and 4 breaks the 6 cage, doesn't it? Because now 1, 5 is not available. and 2-4 is not available. And I say it has to be 1-4 because 2-3 is no longer available. So the 9 has to be inside the 22 cage. Okay. Then I need two cells that add up to 13. And there's two ways of doing that. That would be 5, 8, and 6, 7 to join the 9. So that means there is another 5, 8, 6, 7 that are loose. Can't help but think that the pair that isn't available will be in here with a 1. But I don't think that's strictly speaking true. Technically, I could stuff the 6 and 7 in here with the 9, because these two cells, the 6 and 7, can't go inside the 6 cage. Then I can put the 1 and 5 in here, so the 1 doesn't have to be in here at all. And then whatever is remaining, 2, 4, 8, yes, that does add up to 14. So no, I can't actually force this from here. Bit of a shame, but very nearly. 10 cage with... So 10 cage with Dutch Whispers. 10 cages, you can't have 5 on them. Otherwise, the partner would have to be 5 to add up to 10. So we know that these are a combo of highs and lows in some combination. Now, to be 4 or more apart, I think 1, 9 obviously works, 2, 8 also works, 3, 7 does as well, but 4, 6 doesn't. So essentially, I've got a mixture of 1, 9, 2, 8, and 3, 7, but again, not enough to actually confirm. This is okay. I mean, I saw the 3. I'm kind of struggling to see, where the rest of the break-in is. Right, we're going to have to do this. This is kind of the old-fashioned way. Color the German whisper line, because we know that definitely oscillates in terms of polarity. These are going to be purple. These are going to be orange. You can see that I've got 4 purples in column 7. So there are no more purples in here. So essentially, this is orange and a 5. There's definitely a 5 in one of these two cells. Now, whichever one is kind of, let's assume for a second that purple is low. I can't put 4 anywhere down the middle because the two neighbors would have to be 9s, which is impossible. So essentially the 4, 6 purple one is on the edges, followed by a 1, 9. I think the rest of it is going to be 2, 8, 3, 7. Let me think about this. So 4, 9. Then I have the challenge, of course, of 3, but it needs 8, 9 pair next to it. So that would have to be the 3, that would have to be the 8. But no, that's not true. I can actually hide the 3 down here with the 8. And then I have a easy time with the 1 and 2 in the middle. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I feel like I'm missing something obvious that I need to somehow find. This is a 5, 9 pair, of course, a Dutch Whisper. You see, of the options that I had, 6, 7, 9 and 5, 8, 9, which one of these could allow a neighbor on a Dutch Whisper line? And the short answer is this has to be the 5, 9. This is the 8. That tells me now that the 5's in here and no longer hiding inside the 6. 6 and 7 can't go inside the cage. So essentially I have to have 6 and 7 in here with the 1. And it has to be specifically in here so that they can be 4 apart. If I put the high digits in there, the 7 or the 6 can't, they're only 1 apart. Then in here I've got 2, 4. And 2, 4 does influence what the 5 here is going to be. Interestingly, this would be 2, 4 as such. This would be 1, 3. Essentially, to get to 5, you have to have 1 of 2 4, 1 of 1 3, obviously in a very specific order. The 2 4 pair in here excludes them from both. Now, this 2 4 essentially are different because of king's move. And therefore, this cannot be 2 or 4. It also cannot be this 1 3. Thing is, it can be a low digit with this 1 3. Then I would have another 1 3 in here because it can't be either of the two. Interesting. So if purple is low, this is entirely forced. This would have to be 1, this would have to be 3, this would have to be 4, this would have to be 2. And then this would be 9, this would be 8, and this would be 6. No, this would be 7. And this would be a 5 6 pair. But notice how it's entirely forced if purple is low. Right, the 5 and 9, one of them would have to be 1 next to the 5 because it can't be 9. It's unclear which one it is. I don't know if I'm making this harder than it needs to be. Two, 4. Come on, sleuth. Purple is high. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. And therefore, I can do the following. Purple is high. Orange is low. Notice the low digits. Actually, I can't do that in here. Pardon me. Because I don't actually know the polarity of these 10 cages yet. Notice that none of these can be a 4, otherwise it would require a double 9 around it. So this is actually a 4-5 pair. Now, if this is 6, that would be double 1. Yeah, not too sure. Right, this cell cannot be 2 or 4. It has to be a 1 or 3. It's this 1 or 3. And it's not 1, it's 3. Which makes this 1, makes this 4, makes this 2, makes this 3. Right? This is now a 1-2 pair. Now, none of these could be from 6, and it can't be 8. So it's not 6 or 8, that's a 7-9 pair. And therefore this is not 7 or 9, this is 6 or 8, and this is another 6 or 8. Can't have 6 next to 3, so that's the 8, that's the 6, that's the 1. The 7 can't be next to a 3, that's the 9, that's the 2, that's the 7, and we definitely have our break-in now. Lovely. Not able to determine these. This is 1, 2, or 3. This is the high digit, that could be anything. Never mind. 1 and 4 tells me this is... Oh, right, okay. I can actually find this 10 cage now. We know it wasn't ever 4-6 because it's too close on the Dutch Whispers. We know it's not 1-9. And we now know it's not 2-8. So this is 3-7. Now, this could still be 1-9 or 2-8 in here, so it doesn't help me exactly. Yeah. 1 in here tells me that this is 2-3-4 for the 9 cage. These two cells need to add up to 6, and 2 is not available, so it's not 2-4. This is 1-5. The 9 cage, we know it's not 1-8. We know it's not 2-7. We know it's not 4-5. It can only be 3-6. Now, interestingly, so remember, if whichever one is the 5 has a 1 immediately next to it. But I'm starting to wonder, even the 9 is very limited because 2 and 3 are gone. So, in essence, this can only be 1 or 4, depending on whether this is 5 or 9. And this cell, with 2 and 4 also gone, yeah, admittedly, technically, I can put, no, I can't put another 5. Even if this is 9, and yes, 5 is far enough away on Dutch Whispers, that would be a 5, and anti-king move won't allow it. So no 5, this is 1 or 3. Right, come on. Dutch Whispers, 4 or more away. Gives me a ton of options. Can't do 7, but I can do a lot of other things, can't I? Yes, including 5 and 9. But let's just focus on the first cell. This could be 5, can't be 6, can't be 7, but it could be 8 and it could be 9. Not very helpful. 8's not here. Neither is 6. So this is 6-8 pair. King move tells us this is 6, this is 8. And now this is 4 and 7, I'm going to say. Which gives me a 1 in here. The 1 still doesn't force this to be the 5. I could still have another 1 in here with 5 and 9. So doesn't decide anything. 1 is in one of 2 spots, actually. This is an 8. These 2 cells are known. They are 5 and 9, I'm going to say. That can't be 5 anymore. That's 1, that's 5. There's essentially 2, 3, 4, 7, and a 6. This is not 2 or 3. It's not 4. This is 6 or 7. Because 8 and 9 are gone. Yeah. Then I have 2, 3, 4, 7. I'm kind of trying to think, can the 7 be down here and all of these being low? I think the answer to that is no, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4 low digits is fine, actually. I mean, this can't be 4. But that is, unfortunately, oh, actually, that can't be 3 or 7 either. That is a 2. None of these are 2s anymore. That's not a 2. Doesn't force anything in here. I think I've pushed it as far as I can. We know that there is a 9 in one of these 2 cells. And then one of this slot, which is like a lot still. Can't force 1, 9 or 2, 8 yet in here. I know that 2 is in one of these 3 cells because of Sudoku. Again, it's not quite enough. If I put 2 in here, nothing stops me from having 1 and 9, does it? That would be 3. That would be 4 or 7. That would be 4 or 5. It's all fine. Actually, that can't be 3 anymore with the 6 or 7. Sleuth. That can't be 1, 9. That is 2, 8. That 1 did a lot less than I was expecting. Actually, that can't be a 4 because of the 4, 5 pair. So I have now a 3, 4, 7 triple. That has to be 6. I think potentially that always had to be 6. For some reason I excluded the 6 from here. Why did I exclude the 6 from here? And oh, that can't be 6. Okay, so that wasn't a mistake. This is. Bit of a shame. And then essentially I have another 3, 6, 7 with a 9. This can't be 3 or 6, but this could be 7 or 9. Can't be 7. That is a 9. And therefore this is 3, 6 or 7, but it can't be 3. This is a 6, 7 pair. That is definitely a 3. That is a 4. That's a 2, 3 pair. How is that not resolved? That 4 gave me the 7, and therefore this is 6. Now a genuinely earned 6. And this is back to 4. Right, lovely. That's not 8. So if it is 5, that would be 9. If it's 9, well, 1, 2, and 3 are all gone. That would be 4 or 5. So this is my full set of options in here. That 6 gave me 7 and 6. And now I'm left with a 4, 5, 9 triple. Except I'm fairly sure one of these has to be 9. I can't have 4, 5 pair next to it. So that's not a 9. And then these cells are also known. They are 2, 7, and 8. Now, by the looks, actually, no, I can get away with, excuse me, 9, 4, and then onto. I can't go onto 7, but I can go onto 8, and then 5 doesn't work here anymore because this can't be 1 or 9, so that's not 5. So this is 4 or 9, which dictates which one of the 2 or 8s it is, and the 4 or 9 dictates the 5 or 9. Okay, so this is fully pencil marked now. The 7s are lining up in columns 2 and 3, meaning there's a 7 down here because of Sudoku. The 1 in here, not 7 or 8, but it is 5, 6, or 9. We know that it's a different 5, 9 if it is 5, 9, but of course it could also be 6. Tricky puzzle. Right, some more Sudoku, please. We need 7. No, we need 6 and 5. Can't exclude any of them. That can be 5, and then I have another 5 in here. Yeah, not a problem. I just feel constantly like as if there's something I'm not appreciating about the puzzle, and as a result, it's sort of taking me a lot longer than I was expecting. I can't see what it is. 6 is not here. 6 is in one of these 2 cells. That forces this to be 3, this to be 6. That removes the 6 option in here. I'm very tempted to start coloring the 5 9s, by the way. There's like so many of them dotted around the puzzle now, and I can literally color all of them. I am going to do so. It may lead to a more elegant solve, even if it's not strictly speaking necessary. So I'm doing it. I don't feel like it's helped at all. So we know that purple is in one of these 2 cells. Yeah, no clue. Purple is none of these, not this. Sudoku, basically, and not King's Move. So that's also purple. I really don't know if this is the intended path at this point. I'm just going massively off-piste. 5 9 is a green 5 9, and of course it's not down here, and 5 9 is not 1 2 3 or 4. There is a green 5 9 in one of these 2 cells. Just kind of take all of what I'm doing right now with a pinch of salt. There's clearly a green in here. We'll keep going. Green is none of these cells. No, too many options. Anyway, that's a low digit. This is 5 or a high digit. Can't be 6 or 7. 5, 8, or 9. It can be the green 5 9, obviously. Now, if this is 5, that would be 9. And then that would... No, hang on. If this is 5, that would be 1, that would be 9, and this can't be anything. So that cannot be 5. This is definitely high. This is definitely low, and it's not 2 or 4. It's another 1 3 pair. Right, so this is 5, 8, or 9, which can be, bear in mind the pencil marks that we have, the green 5 9, and it is because it's not 8. So that is green. And therefore this is definitely 8. So the green 5-9 has to be down here now, based on Sudoku. I appreciate I am fully off the beaten track at this point, but like I said, if it gives a more elegant solve, it's worth it. I don't know if I already said that, but certainly intended. And then I think if we can just figure out the colors in here, we'll make a lot more progress, but I don't know how. Dutch Whispers, 1 or 3. Well, it can't be 5 anymore, we know that. And it's not 9, and it's not 8, and it's not 6. It feels like it's a 7. Because it's not 5, 6, 8, or 9, it's 7. Which gives me a 7 in here. So 5, 6, 8, 9 are all in here. 8 is definitely not there. I get away with a 6 here. So let's just have a think about this. Actually, no 8 here, no 8 there. That's just 8. So I've got a 5, 6, 9 triple. We know one of these is purple. I'm just kind of wondering if I can force one of them somehow. 8, of course, in here gives me 2, gives me 8, gives me 3, gives me 7. That is not 7 anymore. That's a 2-8 pair. That gives me 7 in here. That 2 gives me 8, gives me 2, which gives me 9 and 5. And now we know the green 5, 9 is 5. The purple 1 is 9. 5 in here gives me 6, 9, 5, 4, 6. And then it should be like a fairly smooth sailing from here. I need 1, 4, 9. None of them align, so not 4, not 9, not 1. This can still be 5. Could very well be 5. In fact, it is 5. Sudoku says. I even select the right ones. Yeah, that's what I meant to do. Therefore, that is not green. I mean, I don't need the colors anymore. It's kind of, they serve their purpose. One could argue about, how useful that purpose was. 1, 2, and 4, I think, is what's remaining. But a definite 2. That can't be 1. These 2 cells are... Oh, hang on. That 9 gave me 4, 1, 9. And therefore, no 1. This is a 2, 4 pair. These are 3 and 6, I'm going to say, which are resolved with the 6. That's 3, that's 6. Kind of surprised, actually, that 3 gave me 2 and 3, and that 2 gave me 4 and 2, and that 3 gave me 1 and 3. For a second, I was just about to say, I'm surprised not more of this is resolved. It is. This is a 2, this is a 4. That has to be my 7. I need a 1, which can only be in here. And if I've not made any mistakes, 8 for... Oh, hang on. Sorry. 8 for the finish. Well, technically 5 for the finish. 25-minute solve for 1 star. A bit longer than I was expecting. I think the coloring helped. I'm going to say it did. But what probably would have helped is actually using the Dutch Whispers a little bit earlier. For example, that was a bit embarrassing. That was a bit embarrassing. So, there's a few moments where I had enough information to make a bit quicker progress. Regardless, another enjoyable willpower puzzle. I hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video, and I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.